We are back, baby. And by we, I mean the Philadelphia Eagles are back. The Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles are back. It's game day. It's week one. It's the NFL season. Trending in the AM Live. Previewing and predicting the entire Eagles-Cowboys game live with your thoughts and opinions in 30 seconds. And a very good morning, everybody. A very good game day morning, everybody. And welcome to Trending in the AM right here on the STT Sports Network. We're live on YouTube and Twitter, guys. Hit that like button. Hit that share button. Of course, subscribe to the STT Sports Network YouTube page so you can vote on our poll question of the day. Poll question today: who will be the most impactful player for the Eagles tonight versus the Cowboys? Options I put out there: Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, Jalen Carter, Quinion Mitchell. Guys, like, share, subscribe. We're sitting at 620 subscribers. I'll be live tonight for the entirety of the game as well. So let's keep growing this channel with your help. I can do it, guys. It's game day. I'm sitting there. There's 2 minutes to go before showtime, okay? 2 minutes to go before showtime. And you know what I'm sitting there thinking? Like, you know what? There's already 6 people in the YouTube room waiting for the show to start. So I'm like, you know what? We'll just go live 2 minutes early because you know what? It's game day. And I haven't even gone live for 3.5 hours today, and I'm already losing my voice right now. Because let me tell you something. I am so pumped to get this season started, so pumped to forget about the Phillies for a little bit, so pumped to see what this team is capable of doing as an encore to last year's near-perfect season. There's lots of keys to tonight's game. There's lots for us to dive into. X's and O's, the players, the matchups, etc. But to start the show off, it's just pretty simple. It's the excitement. The excitement that we feel on week one, game day morning. And I feel it's like the butterfly. If I'm feeling like this, how do the players feel? I'm psyched. I'm hyped. I'm hopeful. I'm confident. It's going to be a great, long, but great season of Eagles football. Good morning, Adam. Hope you're good. It is game day. Go Birds! Eagles are back to save us from the Phillies. Yeah, I mean, pretty much. We need that. Good morning, Anthony. I hope you are well. The Bone Mike still believes in Aaron Nola. Is this Rob Thompson comment? Rob Thompson is the only person in the entire multiverse that believes in Aaron Nola. Aaron Nola does not believe in Aaron Nola. So let's ignore the Phillies today. We could try. I mean, if people want to talk Phillies, this is Trend in the AM. You want to talk Phillies, we can. But it's game day. And I'm going to find it very hard to concentrate on Phillies content today. Game day and 2 minutes of bonus coverage. I go frickin' Birds. Good morning, Doc. Hope you're ready to rock and roll tonight. And anyone still believing in Nola? Giving him set. We just look on the bright side. It's 5 more years. I looked up his thing. He's got 5 years left, Spot Track said, but whatever. It's almost over, right? Let's not we're positive. We're hyped for Eagles football. And half the first bit of comments are about Aaron Nola. Like, seriously, I know we drown everything in lots of Eagles coverage and football talk because football sells. And I don't mind talking other things. But I damn well don't want to talk Phillies today, of all days. Nola ain't gonna be fine. Again, another Nola comment. This is worse than hearing people bring up the Sixers. It's football. There's nothing I want to talk less about than Aaron Nola. Bro, it's game day. Exactly, Peanut. It's also the day we're going to draw the raffle tickets on these two and the other prize donated by Peanut from Pixelated History. We're going to be drawing them tonight at 7:45 p.m. live on this channel. It's game day. People want to bitch and moan about Aaron Nola. Thanks a lot, Aaron Nola. Ruining my vibe this morning. I'm vibing this morning. I'm feeling good this morning. I'm ready to crush it today in all aspects of life. But people want to talk Aaron Nola and bring my energy level to a screeching halt. Dak going to see the banner night and say we are close to winning. Yeah, the Cowboys think they're close to winning. They ain't close to winning. Obviously, the Eagles won't be out there for the banner raising. Per Nick Sirianni, the Eagles will not be on the field for it. But maybe the Cowboys will because they'll want to see what a banner, actually looks like. Go Birds! I will be at the game watching the Cowboys beating and win a prize. It's gonna be a big night for Big Al. He's gonna win a prize. He's gonna see the Cowboys get their asses whooped. He's gonna see the banner raised into the rafters. Super Bowl champions. He's gonna have a great night there, Big Al. And I'm hyped for you. I'm pumped for you. It is gonna rain a little bit down in Philly. Well, the whole Philadelphia region's going to get rain tonight. And as I'm thinking about that, maybe I want to change some of my predictions for the Eagles game. Or maybe my slightly lower score predictions than what other people are predicting. Maybe that's part of it. Dak is not wrong. He will be close to winners. The Eagles, exactly. Because the Cowboys ain't winning tonight. Earlier this year, I was like, maybe the Cowboys get push the Eagles. Maybe there's a letdown today, whatever. No, the Eagles are winning tonight. No doubt about it. And I've got 7 keys to the game, written down right here. So there's plenty for us to, dive into X's and O's tonight. 4 p.m. Phillies Brewers, 4 p.m. U.S. Open, 7:40 Yankees Astros, 8:20 Eagles Cowboys. I mean, that's a pretty packed lineup of things that you're going to be watching today. Yes, I'll have the Phillies game on at the pizza shop today, of course. But then I'll be home right here in front of this computer by 7:40 tonight. No doubt about it. What's worse, the Cowboys staying off the field or on the field for the banner raising? I don't know. Sometimes you see when the last out of the World Series or the Super Bowl ends and the clock hits 0, the opposing team kind of sits on the bench to soak it in so they have motivation for the next season. I don't know if watching the Cowboys watching the Eagles raise their banner is motivation or not. The Cowboys won't be on the field. Especially if the Eagles are. The Cowboys definitely will not be on the field for the banner raising. I would be utterly shocked if they did. Especially considering the fact that it's going to be raining out there tonight, which will just rally up the fans even more. I saw posts that people were saying at like 11 o'clock last night, there were already people lining up to tailgate today. And shout out to FanDuel, saving SEPTA, saving the city of Philadelphia, donating $80,000 to get the SEPTA system running at its normal post-game levels tonight. Pretty pathetic that the city of Philadelphia, the state of Pennsylvania, and a major thing like SEPTA needs FanDuel to save them for 1 week. Pretty pathetic. Well, I would recommend the Cowboys to watch the banner raising because that is the closest they will ever be to one. Absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. Gates don't open until 1:30. There are going to be a lot of people down there drunk by 1:30 today. Already drunk at 1:30. But you know what? If you're down there at 11 p.m. the night before, man, more power to you, man. I don't think I could do that. Even in my youth, I could barely do that. I did camp for 3 days once in the vet parking lot for three straight concerts, but that was about it. So how do the Eagles get out there and beat the Cowboys? How do the Eagles start this season off in dominating fashion like we expect them to? First, some business. Tanner McKee is officially out. Sam Howell is your official backup. It also means that the Eagles have to elevate Kyle McCord, use one of their elevations from the practice squad on Kyle McCord to be the emergency third-string quarterback. So that means they can only elevate one other player. Will it be Britton Covey? Will it be Marcus Epps? I don't know. My guess is probably Marcus Epps or Britton Covey. Depends on who they want to be returning punts tonight. Actually, they probably want Britton Covey. Rain, they're going to want an experienced punt returner back there. That would be Covey. And per Jeff McClain, and no one else has confirmed this, but per Jeff McClain, Adoree Jackson and Sidney Brown will be starting tonight for the Eagles at cornerback and safety. Could have had an RV too. Yeah, that's it. Got to have a place to lay down. Got to have a place to take a leak. You know what it is. I had one of those old school high top conversion bands back in high school, and we camped that at the vet once. Dave Matthews concert weekend. Saw all three shows. But Adoree Jackson, Sidney Brown will be starting tonight. And I don't know if that's the right move or not. At least on the Sidney Brown front. And I don't know about Adoree Jackson. I mean, Adoree Jackson, or whoever they chose, one of my keys, I have it listed as my number 3 key to the game, is whoever that second starting cornerback is, has to guard George Pickens. And I'm not as high on George Pickens as others. He's a really good wide receiver. Some people maybe value him a little higher than he is. Maybe in a system that throws a little bit more, has a gunslinger type mentality like Dak Prescott. Maybe he does well. But you're going to have CeeDee Lamb and Quinion Mitchell, one of my other keys, in a locked up battle all night long. So that leaves Adoree undersized against George Pickens. And I think that is a very key matchup, not just for the Eagles, but for Adoree Jackson to keep his job, Adoree Jackson to figure out what he's doing this year. The Eagles to figure out what their cornerback situation is going to be this year. McKee going to get Wally pipped, is he? Doesn't matter because I think they want to see what they got. Yeah, I mean, I think still Drew Makuba will be the starter at safety pretty soon. He's been hurt a lot. He is fully cleared to play tonight, but he has been hurt a lot, which, he's a little behind the 8 ball in learning the system. And I think the same thing with Jacorian Bennett. He's going to be the starter he's only been here for 2-3 weeks. Still more for him to learn. I'm not shocked by the Jackson Brown decision, but I'm still slightly concerned at those two positions. I'm curious with Sidney Brown starting, with Drew Makuba not up to speed, do they go with another safety maybe not even Marcus Epps, someone like Andre Sam on the practice squad who's been here before, has played special teams, been in the system for a little while. Good morning, little G. Let's kick some Cowboys. Now, starting after today's show, you're going to have to move it on, to kick some Chiefs ass or butts. Sorry. That's what you're going to have to say next week on the show because the Cowboys are over. And guys, make sure everybody watching, you're hitting that like button, that subscribe and share button, and vote on the poll question. Most impactful player tonight for the Eagles. Early on, Hurts and Carter are leading the way. Saquon was third, and Quinion is fourth. People are already not giving Quinion the respect on how important tonight is for him. Quinion's got to go up against CeeDee, and they've locked him down. The difference before was last year, the Eagles spent a lot of time leaving Quinion on one side, Darius Slay on the other. Throughout training camp, we constantly heard how Quinion was working on both sides so that he could travel with the top wide receiver at times. With no set cornerback two, you might see Quinion line up on the left and right side. You might see Quinion line up in the slot tonight. I didn't even think about this till just now, but I remember doing Eagles-Cowboys research last year and talking on this show about how CeeDee Lamb lines up in the slot a lot. So it's Quinion versus CeeDee. It's Cooper versus CeeDee. So let's show some love to Quinion Mitchell and the job he's going to have to do tonight. Who did you want to start besides Jackson or Brown? What I thought, if he wouldn't have been hurt, it would have been Drew Makuba. I would still probably, against this Cowboys offense, throw Drew Makuba to the Wolves, make him start. And, I mean, I honestly figured this week you would go with Keeley over Adoree. Give Keeley one shot. You've got one shot to lay it on the line. And if he fails in the first half, then you move on from him. I probably would have gone Keeley, but I'm not doubting the Eagles. I'm not doubting Nick Sirianni or Vic Fangio. These guys have earned the right for us to respect their decisions no matter what they do. When you've had the success that they have had, not just last year, but over the last 4 years, whatever their decision is, I stand by them 100%. Because, I mean, that's what you should do when you have a winning quarterback and a winning coach and a winning organization like the Philadelphia Eagles. My number one matchup tonight, and it's an interesting one, okay? My number one key to victory, key matchup tonight, it's going to be Nick Sirianni versus first-time head coach Brian Schottenheimer. Nick Sirianni's this elite coach now, this coach with this reputation, and the results to back up that reputation. You've got a first-time head coach that no one thought of as a head coach, right? Brian Schottenheimer, Schotty wasn't on anyone's coaching radar. Schottenheimer got the Cowboys coaching job because nobody else wanted the coaching job. Nobody else wanted to coach the Cowboys. All the hot shot names that Jerry Jones wanted to bring in, nobody wanted it. You've got a team decimated by the trade of Micah Parsons. Fractured locker room. You don't want to give Schottenheimer and the Cowboys any confidence tonight or for this season. Nick Sirianni needs to go out there and coach them to a curb-stomping type game. You got to put that doubt that the Cowboys fans think they're winning tonight. Cowboys fans think that they're going to dominate and they're still the best team in the division. The loss of Micah Parsons doesn't mean anything. They think all this stuff. Dak Prescott's a MVP caliber quarterback. They think all this. Nick Sirianni needs to go out there and just shut the door on their season immediately. Remind them that they're not in the same class as the Eagles. Remind them that they don't stand a chance this year. Don't let Brian Schott, get any confidence this year. It's not disrespecting Quinion just because they believe other players will be more impactful tonight. Cowboys O-line is horrible. Carter's going to have a field day to the point Dak won't get the throw. I think if I said disrespect, I didn't mean to say disrespect. I think devaluing the importance of Quinion on CeeDee Lamb is what I meant more. And if you're going to say the offensive line, I'm looking at Nolan Smith and Jalen Hunt against Terrence Steele. Steele was ranked the 53rd out of 59 right tackles last year. Gave up 9 sacks, 41 hurries. Nolan Smith and Jalen Hunt. There better be a sack, one or two sacks from those two guys tonight in this game. Because that offensive line, you could get pressure on Dak. You can rattle Dak. You can rattle Dak into mistakes like interceptions pretty easily. Now, Jalen Carter could be that person that does it as well. The interior of the offensive line is not much better than the outside. To Lamb for Quinion to make an impact. I got what you mean, and I maybe I used the wrong wording in phrasing that. Did you watch the American Game documentary on the Eagles last night? I did not watch it. We just started 2 nights ago for the first time ever. Better Call Saul. So we pumped out a few more episodes. 2 nights, we're almost through season 1. I just said Carter because that's who put on the poll. Gotcha. So, I mean, if you think someone else is going to be the most impactful player tonight, if you think it's A.J. Brown, if you think it's Cooper DeJean, if you think it's Adoree Jackson, if you think it's Lane Johnson, I mean, you only could put four options on there. You could give me an other that you think will be impactful tonight. I will gladly, discuss other names. You got other matchups. I say the key matchup of Nick Sirianni versus first-time head coach Brian Schottenheimer. You got Eagles' first-time offensive coordinator, first-time play caller, Kevin Patullo, going up against Matt Eberflus, who Matt's a terrible head coach. You obviously saw what he did with the Bears. But he's a very good, experienced defensive coordinator. First-time play caller versus an experienced defensive play caller. That's a key matchup right there. Nobody's talking about that. Nobody's talking about Kevin Patullo starting his career as a play caller tonight. And I'm not saying he's going to fail. But tonight's our first chance to really see what he's going. Everything before today has been speculation and theory. Today is the day when we find out the truth, the realness of these theories and ideas and opinions. What will Kevin Patullo be like calling plays tonight? Will he have those play calls ready and in quickly? Will he be able to pivot when Matt Eberflus shuts down a something? It's a very interesting dynamic there. I think Coop will be the most impactful because he's going to be required to play multiple positions until the safety and cornerback 2 is figured out, and hopefully by week 3 or 4. And I think Cooper Dejean, I mean, in theory, Steve, also, he's going to be very impactful because we've been told in theory that Quinion Mitchell's going to float around with the CeeDee Lambs, the Justin Jeffersons, etc., of other teams. But again, CeeDee Lamb lines up. I forget the number. We did it last year on this show. I had the stats. I think it's like 55% of the time, CeeDee Lamb lines up in the slot. So will Quinion move to the slot, or will Cooper be responsible for CeeDee Lamb half the time tonight? You don't want Cooper or Dak and CeeDee getting any kind of rhythm going tonight. We don't want to be in a 37-31 shootout tonight. We expect them to lock them down, to line them up and knock them down. But will they? Kevin Patullo is calling the plays just like Kellen Moore did last year. Similarly, that, Nick Sirianni will be involved, but he won't be calling the plays. It'll be Kevin Patullo calling the plays. It is his first time doing it. Now, I mean, I know they said, well, he called the plays and practices and stuff like that. It's still something that it is his first time doing at any level. There's no record of him calling plays anywhere in his coaching career. I have confidence. My main reason for confidence in Kevin Patullo is because Nick Sirianni, Howie Roseman, and Jeffrey Luria proved him to be the job, to do the job. And just like Nick Sirianni's earned the benefit of the doubt, Jalen Hurts has earned the benefit of the doubt. Everybody has earned the benefit of the doubt in these decision-making positions. So if they chose Kevin Patullo, thought he was the best option, well, you know what? I believe and trust it is the right one. But we still have to see it for the first time. Cowboys going down. Damn straight. Go Birds. I mean, absolutely. But still, whether I have confidence in the decision to hire Kevin Patullo, whether I have confidence that he can do it or not, this goes back to everything has been about the theory and the idea. Tonight we find out for sure. Thoughts on how the Eagles attacked the Cowboys' lack of a run game with their weak O-line? Well, what I think they could do, and it's a good thing, Steve, is that they could go with just 4 guys. The Cowboys' offensive strength is CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott, and in theory, George Pickens. Whether we like Dak or not, Dak can still sling the ball around. You give him time, he can still sling the ball around. But the Cowboys' offensive line is pretty dreck. Okay, it's pretty bad. The Eagles should be able to get pressure on Dak with 4 to 5 man fronts, which means you can rush 4, drop 1 back, and have 7 guys covering Pickens, covering CeeDee, covering whoever's the running back and tight end, Ferguson. So you're going to play that. Vic Fangio loves being able to drop 6 guys, 7 guys into coverage. And I think that's what you're going to expect Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Morris Jomo, and whoever else to get the pressure in a 4 or 5 man way so you have 6 or 7 in coverage. So you attack by not attacking. You attack by getting pressure with your front four. I mean, you look at it, I already gave you the number here. Their right tackle, Terrence Steele. I mean, he is literally one of the worst right tackles in all of football. Well, he was last year. Nolan Smith, one-on-one, should beat him every single time. So you don't need a fancy game plan to attack the offensive line. You just got to be disciplined and successful in doing what you're paid to do, and that's get after the quarterback. And I think they can, and I think they will in that sense. In the America's Game doc, they talk about how Jalen not only calls plays, but he puts in plays he wants to run, and he's the one who put in the dagger. Yeah, I mean, I think that the Jalen Hurts sort of helping call plays was something that we learned a little bit about late last year as well. And I think too much is made of that. People are like, oh, well, Jalen Hurts calls the plays, so he doesn't have faith in Nick Sirianni and Kellen Moore last year. I remember people saying that last year. I don't know what quarterback doesn't have at least some play calling influence, so to speak. And when you're an MVP caliber, Super Bowl winning quarterback, yeah, you're going to have a lot of the ability and decision making on that offense, and rightfully so. What's up, Reality Check? Good morning. It is nothing like an Eagles football game on a Thursday night to open the season. I mean, the only way you get that Thursday night home game to open the season is by being Super Bowl champions. And that's all that matters. We're Super Bowl champions. And I'm loving it. I'm happy. Will Hurts be good? Why even ask that? Dallas will try screens and sweeps to try to decrease the effectiveness of the defensive line. Absolutely. The problem with that is, who's their running back? Javonte Williams, Miles Sanders, Jaden Blue. I mean, I'm not really worried there. Now, I will say there have been some hiccups through training camp reported in covering running backs out of the backfield. Jihaad Campbell has struggled at times doing that. So has Trot Jr. So I'll be curious to see. I'm curious to see the rotation at linebacker. I expect Jihaad Campbell to out-snap Trotter, but you might see Campbell go to the outside as well. Campbell has struggled in coverage of running backs and tight ends in practices so far this year. In practices, that is. So will he be better, more effective at it tonight? I don't know. Will Dallas try to test the rookie there? Possibly. I think they're going to try to do this, Duck, to decrease the effectiveness of D-line, but I also think they're going to try to attack Sidney Brown and Adoree Jackson wherever they are on the field. So as much as this makes sense, the weakness of this Eagles team, and an offense wants to attack another team's defense's weakness. Jackson and Brown, that's your weakness. So early in the game, you're going to see some 5-step drops. You'll see if the offensive line can hold up. Maybe you keep an extra blocker in there on the offensive line. And Dak's job is going to be, where is Adoree? Where is Sidney Brown? And throw in those areas. Now, you would hope that our line can get pressure so that they're not clean pockets for him to throw out of. We got to hope these guys step up. It's not like Adoree Jackson's a rookie. He's been in the league for 8-9 years. Sidney Brown's entering his 3rd year. I really need a note board here because I totally forgot about this. Happy birthday, Mitchie Poo. Let's give Mitchie Poo a happy Go Birds, buddy, for your birthday. Glad to see it. Happy, I think you said 31st birthday or 30th birthday. Something like that. 31st birthday, I think it is. Happy birthday to you, Mitchie Poo. Snacks are laid out. What's the snack board for you? I don't know. I'll pull something out of the pantry tonight. I'll have my drink here tonight. I'll have some snacks here tonight. We'll be live for like 3 hours. I'm sure I'll have no voice after it. Yeah, he might be. I mean, maybe. Oh, I thought that was Mad Chatter. We got Marrakay Gray saying Cowboys win 27-21. Hey, all Cowboys fans are welcome, okay? I want to know why you think that the Cowboys can beat the Eagles tonight. Because this is not trying to be, I'm trying to be unbiased. There's literally no position that the Cowboys are better than the Eagles in. Not one. So I want to know the truth. Why you think the Cowboys are going to win tonight? Listen, I expect a little bit of a hiccup. It's the first game. Jitters are going to be high, and they will eventually settle. Yeah, I mean, I got my predictions written down here. I'm close to that. But, you know, it's going to be also a wet mess down there. It's going to rain tonight. I think it's supposed to start raining at like 5 o'clock today. So the field's going to be slicker. Maybe they change their offensive game plan a little bit, try to run the ball a little bit more. Maybe. I don't know. Originally, I was going with the plan that they'd be passing the ball a decent amount tonight. Try to show that they remind people that they can win both ways. Cowboys are going to finally not suck. They got Mingo. Who? Elam? Who? Yes. Look, I know Cowboys fans think that they're going to win. I know Cowboys fans are, you know, some of them are delusional. I'm not saying Gray is delusional here. Here comes this thing. The Cowboys are being seriously underestimated. Dak is a better quarterback than Hurts. Also, our receivers are every bit as good, if not better. Watch Murray and Sanborn on the defense too. So I'm gonna disagree with some of this here. Well, first, I do agree that maybe the Cowboys are being underestimated. Before the Micah Parsons trade, I had them winning 8-9 games. Okay, Dak is not a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts, but Dak is an underestimated quarterback. I can agree if you say it that way. The receivers aren't as good, but they are good. CeeDee Lamb is as good as A.J. Brown, neck and neck. George Pickens, I don't know about George Pickens, okay? He's got a great matchup tonight against Adoree Jackson, where he should win that matchup. And the defense, I'm curious on how the defense will play out without Micah Parsons there now. But I agree with some theory of what you're saying here. But the Eagles, no, Pickens is not better than Smith. Devontae Smith is the number one receiver on 25 teams in the NFL, 23 teams in the NFL. Devontae Smith is arguably the most underrated wide receiver in all of football. Bills pick what? I don't even know. Dak is not better than Hurts. Yeah, he's not better than Hurts. He's not even close. How can you say? I disagree with his or her wide receiver comment as well. They are good, and CeeDee Lamb. It's you can pick needle. You can pull straws. Who's better, A.J. Brown or CeeDee? They're both equally studs. Right there with Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, A.J. Brown, CeeDee Lamb. They are the top 5 of wide receivers in the NFL. 26-17 Birds win. Dak is better at commercials, maybe. But no, I don't know. I mean, Jalen Hurts has made some good commercials now, for sure. You wake and bake. Yeah, no. Hurts is greater than Dak. Look, Fowler, Easy E. Williams do not. Look, one of my keys to victory is right here. It's our tackles, Lane Johnson, Jordan Mailata, versus Dante Fowler Jr., who is now your best pass rusher on your team. So I'm giving, you're coming in late. I spent the first 5 minutes talking about Nick Sirianni versus Brian Schottenheimer. Okay, I'm giving the Eagles, or the Cowboys, plenty of respect here, okay? For sure. And I've been saying it since the schedule came out, that this game would be more difficult than Eagles fans think. But in a vacuum, the Eagles are better at every position. Plain and simple. Stiefel, just trying to rile the pot a little bit. Didn't forget them, but not scared of them. Big difference. Yeah. Look, I'm not scared of anything. But the Eagles still need to be prepared and focused. Because the Cowboys will, if you let your focus down, this Cowboys offense still, without a running game, can put numbers up. And they've done it before in the past against the Eagles and other teams, where they get hot on offense and they put up 500 yards of offense. It's very, very possible if you let your guard down, if you let yourself get distracted, that can happen. A lot of people think Hurts mid. Yeah, exactly. And I know that, and they're wrong to think that Hurts is mid. Okay? Hurts is a top 3 quarterback in the NFL, in my opinion, the best. But there's a little bias in that. Lowry is great. I don't know. Dak is 2-5 in the playoffs, while Hurts is 5-3 with 2 Super Bowl. Exactly. Yeah, look. It's that old adage, Anthony, of what's more important, the stats or the playoff success? People born September 4th. That was a good comeback on that one. I like that. The defense will be the key to the game. First game of the season, the offense gets going slower than the defense. I agree. There's definitely something to that, Big Al. Absolutely. See, you're worrying about Hurts while Barkley is about to put... See, I originally did not think. I was thinking like 80, 90 yards for Barkley to start. But then I see the weather report for tonight and how it's going to rain a bunch. So maybe they do lean on the running game heavy and early. We don't know what the running game is going to be like against that Eagles D-line. You'll have some dogs, but Dak will air it out tonight. Don't forget, our passing defense was the number 1 passing defense in the NFL last year. You've got Quinion Mitchell and Cooper Dejean guarding CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. You've got arguably 2 of the best young cornerbacks in all of football. So it's not going to be that easy to pass against them. But I do know if we don't get pressure on a weak Dallas offensive line and Dak has time to dissect the defense, Dak can absolutely put up 300 yards tonight. I don't think he will. But can he? Sure. Steve, oh my God. Yeah, Dak's going to air it out right into my corner's hands. Yeah, maybe. That's true. We used to get off the slow starts with Dougie P. Absolutely. We've been getting off the slow starts since the Andy Reid era began. Y'all will not stop both. Well, I mean, we do have 2 of the best cornerbacks in all of football. Okay, so we can stop both of them. Will we? I don't know. But can we? Absolutely. Now, I've said it earlier in the show. Dak Prescott will sit back there if we do not have pressure on him and find who Adoree Jackson is covering and target Adoree Jackson. He is going to look out there if he has time and is pass blocked for well to find Sidney Brown and attack wherever Sidney Brown is. But I have confidence in Reed Blankenship, Cooper Dejean, and Quinion Mitchell to lock down CD and Pickens. I do. Just like you think we're undervaluing George Pickens, say, I think you're undervaluing how elite Quinion Mitchell is in the NFL. But you're saying 2 of the best. Are you saying they are better hands down than a healthy Diggs and Bland? Well, you can't not take health into an equation, first off. And yes, I think Quinion Mitchell is going to finish this season ranked as one of the 3 best cornerbacks in all of football. Quinion Mitchell is that special. Cooper Dejean didn't even play the first 4 weeks last year. And he's ranked as a top 100 player in the NFL. Honestly, I'm not even sure off the top of my head. Did Diggs or Bland rank in the top 100 NFL? I'm not saying this as a dig or not. I'm just curious. I do know we had 9 players in the top 100. And somebody that's not on the team that played on it last year. I'm dead serious. You're going up against the defense that was the number 1 ranked overall total defense last year. Yes, we've lost some players, but we've gained some players as well. Dak may get 300 yards, but will also throw 2 interceptions to go with it. It's very possible. Very possible. Guys, please hit that like button. Please share this out. Please subscribe. Yo, America, I can't see. My eyes are not working. Marica Gray. Tell all your Cowboys fans to come join the stream. Get yourself some more backup in the chat. Bland had that one good season that Parsons made his job easier. And kind of similar to when James Bradbury and Darius Slay in 22 had great seasons because of the defensive line. almost breaking the NFL record for sacks. Bland's a good cornerback. He is. So is Diggs. Diggs is a ball hawk. All right? But he's coming off of a major knee injury. So you can't discount that injury. I respect your opinion, but I have to disagree. A healthy Diggs. But see, the thing is he healthy? You can't say if healthy, he's one of the best. Okay? You have to take health into the equation. Quinion Mitchell and Cooper Dejean are 100% healthy. We don't know what Diggs is going to be. We don't know how. They didn't even know if he was going to play till yesterday. Totally respect you defending your team, but do it after you actually win. Well, I mean, teams that don't win have to hold on to some kind of hope, and I get that. We used to do it all. The same thing that Cowboys fans are acting like right now is what we did in the Andy Reid era and before that, okay? They would have said the same thing to us in the 90s. I agree. I think they got they might have gotten weaker. So it's pronounced Marika. Okay, gotcha. Thank you. Marika. It looks like America without the A. I'm sorry, my eyes can't see, and my glasses, if I put them on, it's too close. So I struggle from day to day on seeing some of the words on these screens here. Pickens stinks. I don't know if Pickens stinks. I don't think he's great. He's definitely not better than Devontae Smith. Watching Unsportsmanlike, it was noted that Eagles called Dallas to acquire Micah Parsons. I mean, Jonathan, good morning to you. I bet you every single team in the NFL called to inquire about Micah Parsons if they had anything to trade. If Howie Roseman did not call to ask about Micah Parsons, Howie Roseman wouldn't be doing his job accurately. This doesn't shock me at all. Pretty much every decent team made a call probably, okay? There is no way the Dallas Cowboys and Jerry Jones would make a deal with the Eagles for Micah Parsons unless Howie got robbed. Like he went for 2 firsts and Kenny Clark. It would have taken 4 firsts and Jordan Davis and maybe something else to get him away from the Cowboys because of the in-division thing. So, not shocked. More so, it's an obvious thing. If I didn't know this, if it came out that he never made a call, I would have been disappointed in Howie Roseman. Diggs is emotionally damaged from Parsons. Now, this is a big thing, and I've said this. This is why this is something I've talked about a lot. A lot of the players, not just Diggs, had spoken up in support of Micah Parsons throughout the whole ordeal. And you've got a rookie head coach that's got to rally the locker room around them losing their best player that they all wanted to stay. So that is definitely a big key, not just to today's game, but the whole season for the Cowboys, is how does Brian Schottenheimer handle the role of being a coach for the first time, fix the locker room, bring everybody together. Is he capable of doing? I think it's a big conversation. Pickens is good, but obviously there's something wrong with him, or Tomlin wouldn't have traded him. Pickens' anger issues, yeah. He's got the physical skills, but can he put it together, keep his head down, and get the work done? I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and pretend the Eagles are not a great team, but this is a division game, and it's not going to be easy. No, I agree. I agree with you. And I've been saying it since the schedule came out that this was a tough matchup for the Eagles on opening night. Yes, I've got my Rosie Homer Eagles midnight green glasses on. Obviously, I think the Eagles are going to win just like you think the Cowboys are going to win. But a lot of Eagles fans are predicting 20, 30-point blowouts. I'm not. It's going to be a lot more difficult than people realize. How do people not get this? Howie calls about every single player. Exactly. He's not doing his job if he doesn't. Somebody called right now and asked Howie Roseman for Jalen Hurts. He wouldn't just hang up. He'd say, all right, what are you going to offer? Howie Roseman is always thinking about trades. He's always thinking about, ways to make the team better. He does his due diligence on every single player. Y'all would have had to give up way more. Exactly. And that's the thing is, people don't realize, obviously Howie called. That's his job to call. But trading a player Micah Parsons' level in the division, you would have times that package by 2.5, 3. You're giving up 4 picks, multiple players. It just never was going to happen. But of course Howie called on it because he had to call on it. The games are never easy. It's the NFL. All these guys are good, just a percentage are amazing. That's a fair way to say it. It's a very fair way to say it. What the point of rooting Cowboys? They never good. Well, they were good 35 years ago. Arguing over the first game of a year when no one is established is like critiquing chefs cooking their first meal. I mean, yes and no, for sure. Shadi has been in the league for 25 years. He knows the game. He can handle the pressure. But so again, and I don't know every little detail. Just like you probably don't know every little detail about our new first-time offensive coordinator, Kevin Patullo. But as an outsider looking in, Schottenheimer wasn't on the short list of head coaching candidates from anybody's team. There were a lot of other names brought into Dallas. To other people, not just Eagles fans, it looked like no one wanted the Cowboys job, and they settled on Shadi. He's been in the league for 25 years and never had the chance to head coach. And he comes from a legendary coaching family. So that tells me maybe he's not cut out to be a head coach. We don't know. And my number one key to the game tonight has been and will be Nick Sirianni versus first-time head coach Brian Schottenheimer. With all due respect, Shotty's a bum. Wait, but with all due respect, right, reality check? As a Cowboys fan, it pains me to admit it, but Howie's a genius. He knows. Look, as I say, Marika, I always say, long live Jerry Jones. That's what I always say. I'm still shocked that Jerry Jones gave up Micah Parsons for only 2 picks. Like, it just makes no sense. The games are never easy, but division games are a whole lot tougher. Especially in the NFC East. Even the Cowboys or Eagles versus the New York Giants. Always difficult. The NFC East is one of the greatest division rivalries in all of sports, in my opinion. Phil, last time Cowboys were good, old man Bush was senior, was president. No, I mean, I think he got into a little bit of the Clinton era too. I'm a huge Cowboys fan, so I have to put my faith. Absolutely. And you rightfully should, right? The only person you can rightfully critique as a Cowboys fan, like every second of every day, is Jerry Jones. And I hope Cowboys fans I actually hope they don't. But if I was a Cowboys fan or a Cowboys content creator, I'd be making the push for fans to hold Jerry Jones accountable and to fire himself. But he never would do that. Sorry, tried to find the nice way to... Look, we're Eagles fans. We're pumped. We're trying to very politely debate a Cowboys fan in the chat, and I get it. And that's what makes this channel and Trending in the AM so special. We don't hate on anybody. We try to make it fair. We try to have a conversation versus a bash sesh. And Marika, we will be live right here. I will be live right here on this channel from 7:45 p.m. till the last second of the game. I'll have it on my side screen. We'll talk. Eagles fans, Cowboys fans, everyone will talk about this game in the chat as it's happening. So I welcome you to join us tonight during the game. So when it goes bad for the Eagles, you can crush us. I know we gained one more subscriber. Look at that. 621. How about that? Why say long live Jerry Jones when he's calling his son? I don't know enough about his son, whether he's as insane as his father or not. Probably a little bit. But yeah, maybe his son's smart enough not to anoint himself the GM of the team as well. You can see most of the players the Eagles draft are usually not jackasses about success. They don't stew in it. Many have shown resiliency and ability to repeat success. Absolutely agree. Nooms. That's what was said about Jerry wouldn't do it for as the question was raised, would Jerry turn down Jalen Carter and 2 firsts? Well, Howie Roseman wouldn't. I mean, if Howie Roseman calls, which he should have called, and Jerry Jones says, I want Jalen Carter, Howie says no, end the conversation. But at least Howie Roseman makes the call, right? Howie Roseman, if he doesn't make the call, isn't doing his job. You feel historically Cowboys fans run to Mama after the game will crave. No. I'm inviting Gray to the chat tonight. He is Jerry Jones 2.0. Well, I don't know that, but okay. And that sucks then. That means you're going to be struggling for the next 50 years in that city. What's up, Freddie Defoe? Jerry Jones is going to wire his brain to a Jerry Jones bot. Yeah, what was that movie? I think it was with Johnny Depp, where you take the mind, put it into a robot or a computer. Yeah, Jerry Jones is going to run the Cowboys for the next 1,000 years as an artificially intelligently produced bot of some kind. Honestly, how insane and sci-fi weird movie that sounds. If that's possible, Jerry Jones probably would do it. Dear Phil, Jerry Jones drafts like a child. No thought of it. Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. I need Jerry to live forever. Long live Jerry Jones! And Eagles only lose tonight because Vegas sees most money on birds. What's the spread up to? It was up to 8.5. I'm curious what it is now. Man Chatter, better believe I'll be here, and if you lose, we'll make you Eagles. Hey, I'm the only content creator. I admit my mistakes. I admit defeat when necessary. I have no problem eating crow. That's one thing you'll get from me, is I'm the only guy that puts content out there. I was wrong. My mistake. I always do it. And that's why, we don't have millions of followers, but the followers I do have are here every single morning chatting it up. Listen, I believe Dallas will be good in the long run after all this, and I do believe they will be solid this year, but respectfully, you're just an 8 or 9 win team. Yeah, I think that's fair. You voted Saquon most impactful. I wasn't feeling Saquon most impactful tonight, Jonathan, until I saw the weather report. Okay? And it's going to rain a lot. Not heavy downpours. I think the thunderstorm reports have kind of tapered off a little bit. But it is going to rain. And if it's a battle of running games tonight, you got to believe the Eagles hold the advantage in run games tonight. It's still 8.5 the spread. Gotcha. I haven't put any more prop or bets together yet. I still just got my two parlays so far. The one from yesterday, Eagles over 10.5 yards for Dotson, over 40.5 yards for Goddard, Eagles minus 6.5, over 3.5 touchdowns. That was an 8 plus 864 bet. And my other one from the other day, where did I even write that one down? Yeah, the 19-1 parlay, 200 plus yards Hurts, Eagles minus 7, Dotson touchdown, over 26.5 points for the Eagles. They're the only two parlays I put together so far. But I'll sit down at the shop later today and put together some more bets for sure. Phil would probably welcome the in-your-face, but Cowboys fans run for hills. Look, even guys, the regulars remember Marika, that last year early in the season we had some Cowboys fan come in one day and dip and run because he wanted to bash Kellen Moore coming to the Eagles. And I tried to welcome him to join regularly to the chat, and he just wanted to dip and bash and dip, and that was it. I welcome everybody, and everybody knows that. I will be flipping back and forth, though, because I can't miss a Philly 500 meltdown. Well, I've never, I know Philly 500. This will be my first year doing games live streaming I do this morning show every morning, 5 days a week, except for tomorrow, because I'll be up really late tonight probably. But this is the first year I'm going to be doing game streams as well, live watch parties. So hoping to steal some of those Philly 500 fans over to this channel. Cowboys would not get their annual 9 wins if NFC wasn't so weak. The NFC isn't weak. It's the greatest division in football. I can agree with that. Yeah, no, I can't. But I am one Cowboys fan who will take the L with a smile on my face and say, we them boys. Absolutely. You got to. You got to take. Sports is just entertainment. People take stuff way too seriously. This is just entertainment too. Like, people get so offended by things. People freak out. Dude, life's too short. Sports, content creation, it's all just entertainment. It's all just for fun. I'm no more of an expert than Philly 500 or you. It's all about fun. People take things way too seriously in life. And I respect it too. 8.5 point spread, my predict is 34-27, so you better not take the points. You better take the Cowboys in the points then. Do you still have the no Giants fan thing? The Giants fans are always welcome here. That Cowboys fan isn't a real Cowboys fan. He's a coward, in my opinion, if I'm wrong. I don't remember what the guy's name was. He just came in here and said, good luck with curl route Kellen Moore. And he typed the same comment like 10 times in one show and then never came back. If he wants to come, he'll be here. NFC blows, Phil, except Eagles and maybe Commanders and Lions. No, the Packers are going to be good. The Rams are going to be good. Phil, if there is one guy you have to see show up tonight, who is it? On the Eagles has to show up? I mean, it's got to be someone on defense. Jalen Carter, Zach Bond. I mean, I would like to say either a Dory Jackson or Sidney Brown. I want to see a big game from them. But it's got to be Jalen Carter or Zach Bond, in my opinion, I guess. The keys to this defense. One guy that has to show up offensively, Tyler Steen. Tyler Steen will be gone. I can't even pronounce the dude, the defensive tackle from the Cowboys' name, but he was third most pressures from defensive tackles in 2024. Tyler Steen's getting his first start. Well, his first start of the year. His first time as the full-time star of the Eagles at right tackle. Tyler Steen. There's my answer. Guy that has to step up tonight, Tyler Steen on the offensive line. Osa Adig, whatever his name is. I can't pronounce his name. But he was the third most pressures from a defensive tackle in the NFL last year. So Tyler Steen is the guy that's got to step up the most. That is key to victory number 4 on my list today. The offensive lines aren't even comparable anymore. Skilled positions get devalued without any good line. It's very fair. Very obvious. I'm very passionate about my team, but if we lose and I'm wrong, I will be here to take my share of the abuse. I won't abuse you. Maybe some people in the chat, depending on how fired up they are, might, but I will never abuse you for your takes. Curl route count. I wonder whatever happened to that account. Wonder where that account is these days. Packers don't blow. They're not great, but they don't blow. Jordan Davis, there's no way he can let Ty Robinson or Jomo outplay him this year. Yes, I'm very curious to see how fitter, more in shape Jordan Davis does. I don't expect much from Ty Robinson, but Moro Jomo, yes. You take Ty Robinson out of your equation, sure. I expect a few more snaps from Jordan Davis, but even if he plays 50% of the snaps, what kind of an impact can he have really in that situation? Expectations for Campbell tonight. I don't know, because I don't even know if he's starting tonight or not, Steven. I expect him to be on the field. I would say when we do snap counts on Friday, I don't know if we'll go live tomorrow, but if we do tomorrow or Monday, maybe I'll go live on Saturday. I don't know. I expect 70, 75% snap count for Jihaad Campbell, at least. And if that's the case, he probably has a very big impact on the game. I want to see him stop the run, and I want to see him get pressure on Dak Prescott. I want my prediction that the NFL is going to regret letting him get to the Eagles at 31 in the draft massively. I want that to be a true statement. Your safeties better show up or you'll get cooked. Well, Reed Blankenship's a solid average safety. Safety 2 is not a set position. Drew Makuba, a rookie, missed a lot of camp with injuries. He's cleared to play, but he won't start. Sidney Brown's not a good safety. Sidney Brown is a huge question mark for us tonight. Is Mingo out tonight? I am not sure. It's Odigizua. Yeah, I won't remember that. Odigizua. I won't have to remember that till we play you guys again later in the year. Troy Aikman sounds alarm on Jerry Jones and Cowboys reality. What? Got any expectations for Hunt or Smith tonight? I said Nolan Smith going up against Turnstile. That's my number 5 key matchup of the game tonight. Or number 5 on my list in no specific order. One of them's going to have a big season this year. Nolan Smith has done a little bit more in the NFL so far. He'll be due for an extension next offseason. I think Nolan Smith will have a better season than Alex Hunt. I think we've got to taper our expectations for Alex Hunt a little bit. Maybe Mozzie Smith and Taco Charlton will actually represent Michigan for a change. You have heard this from me before. Dallas always figures out a way to take the wrong Wolverine. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't have told you who's a Wolverine or not. Javonte killed me in fantasy mid, and Sanders has been washed for 4 years now. I don't expect much from Miles Sanders on the Cowboys. I like wide receiver Turpin and Kenny Clark. How pissed would y'all be if Miles Sanders burned? I mean, it would suck. It would absolutely suck. But does he even touch the ball? I mean, He's what, second or third on the depth chart? Look, I mean, if there's a weakness on our defense last year, it was we were the number one pass defense, number one overall defense, second in points given up, but we were 10th in run defense. So I guess if you're finding a weakness, we struggled in the grand scheme of things stopping the defense, the run. Y'all better not sleep on Kenny Clark. Look, we know who Kenny Clark is. I feel bad. No offense. I feel bad going from the Packers to the Cowboys. Difference in expectations. But Kenny Clark been around a long time. We know what he's capable. He's a 3-4-time Pro Bowler. One of the better defensive tackles, nose tackles in football. Knows the abbreviations meaning of how, by now, it involves a different sport. Yeah, I can't think about that right now. Right now, he's running back 2 Miles Sanders. Gotcha. I think Hunt is going to have more of a Brandon Graham career. Do you think so? That's fair. Starts out rough, gets good later. Yeah, look, when we drafted Jalen Hunt going into last season, I expected Jalen Hunt to be a 3-year project. And honestly, he was a project last year till late in the season. He didn't really start coming on until week 16, 15. He did have a very good playoff run. But I still think maybe there's a little dose of reality coming for Jalen Hunt and Jalen Hunt fans. I think year 3 is when I really, truly expect it next year, him to have that real big impact. Can he get 7, 8 sacks this year? Absolutely. But there's Eagles fans predicting 10, 12, 14 sacks from him. Look, it's just not going to happen. I mean, it's not that it can't happen. I just don't expect it to happen. Guys, forgot to do it. It's the top of the hour and some. All right, guys, if you haven't already, hit that like button. If you haven't already, share this out. And, of course, subscribe. We will be live tonight, 7:40, 7:45. Getting set for the game. We will be live right here on this channel for the entirety of the game. We've only got 12 likes on this video. There's been over 20. There should be at least 20 likes on this video. And we're not there yet, guys. So please, if you haven't yet, like, share, subscribe, vote on our YouTube poll question. I'd greatly appreciate it. We absolutely know who Kenny Clark is. Anyway, I have to take off for now. I will be back here tonight to either laugh or cry. Hey, you'll be laughing, we'll be crying, or you'll be crying and we'll be laughing. One or the other. I appreciate that, Marika. You're always welcome to be part of this family. We don't just talk football, we talk everything on here. Hunt just needs more snaps. He needs to get a feel for the game. Absolutely. And the fact that Hunt or Vic Fangio got his hands on the Jalen Hunt from day one means that Vic Fangio can mold Jalen Hunt to exactly what he wants. And I do expect Jalen Hunt to be a very good player in the NFL. I just think people have to, when I see people predicting 14 sacks for Hunt, I'm just like, I don't know if he's there yet. I don't. Phil, you be on gummies? Not right now. Definitely not right now. Probably not tonight. I got to get through 3 hours plus live tonight. If I do take one, it won't be till the fourth quarter. I got to go buy something to drink, though. My cabinet is bare right now on alcoholic beverages. Didn't Dickerson pancake Kenny Clark once? That was a beauty thing. I do think I remember that. Nooms, I don't remember when that was. But sure. I'm pretty sure. All right, so we're in the final 30 minutes. Let's see. Did I cover all my keys so far tonight? Steen versus Double O. Adoree Jackson versus George Pickens. Patullo versus Eberfluss. Nolan Smith turned Steele. Lane Johnson and Jordan Mailata stopping Dante Fowler Jr. CeeDee Lamb versus Quinion Mitchell. Nick Sirianni versus Brian Schottenheimer. Interesting. They're my keys. Did I miss any key matchups? That's the downside of getting so many good young players is trying to get snaps. That is too. That is also part of it. Now, I don't think Hunt will have a problem getting snaps. Now, if Ojulari or Uche start to play well and steal some snaps, that's a possibility. But I expect Hunt early this season to outsnap everybody but Nolan Smith on the outside. You also have to take into account, Duck, when it comes to Jalen Hunt, that Jihaad Campbell probably going to start inside. But Trot Jr. deserves snaps. So they're going to slide Jihaad Campbell down. When we talk about the edge position, we talk about Hunt, Smith, Ojulari, Uche, Patrick Johnson in preseason. We forget that Jihaad Campbell is going to line up out there at times. So how does that play into it all as well? There's a lot of people. So I don't doubt that Hunt will have the second most snaps of edge rushers tonight. I doubt whether he'll be the most impactful of them. I doubt what his impact can be this year. Not in a negative way. But you got to throw Jihaad Campbell into that conversation as well. Especially if Nakobe Dean comes back. So you got Trotter Jr. who deserves some of those snaps. And then supposedly week 5, Nakobe Dean thinks he's going to be ready to play. There's going to be a lot of wheeling and dealing and moving around, moving pieces with that linebacker and edge crew. First quarter drive for Birds and Dallas Goedert, heavy involvement. My player of the game, not most impactful necessarily, but I'm expecting a big game, Jonathan, from Dallas Goedert tonight. All training camp, all we've heard from all the reports is that the Dallas Goedert Jalen Hurts connection was the biggest connection of training camp. Okay? I'm predicting 80 yards and a touchdown from Dallas Goedert tonight. I think that's a pretty impactful. And he loves playing against the Dallas Cowboys as well. I mean, still got a chip on his shoulder from when Dallas broke his arm or elbow. Last year, 2 years ago, whenever that was. Dean is not mid. Dean, when healthy, is great. I don't know, but I am just not very excited about tonight. Maybe it's because they're another Ryan Howard contracted town. Maybe it's because we know this team's act by now. I'm sorry, what? I don't know about you, but not excited about it. How can you not be excited tonight? Don't skip Dean mid. No, I didn't skip your comment. I said it. You're wrong. Cowboys just don't have the same relevance for me anymore. So you're saying it's because of that. You're not as excited because you don't. Look, I've always said I kind of feel like the Commanders are a bigger rival than the Cowboys, especially in the more recent times. I kind of feel like the Giants could be, in theory, a bigger rival. If they ever did realignment, the Cowboys wouldn't even be in our division. Remember when the Cardinals were in our division too? That was kind of weird. But it's Cowboys. We always love to hate the Cowboys. We always love to argue with Cowboys fans. We always love Eagles, Cowboys week, F Dallas week. It's always a big week. Whether it's our biggest rival this year or not is despite it. But there's still that it's F Dallas week. I don't think so. Cowboys have stunk for a long time. Good morning, Todd. How you doing? Go Birds! It's almost time to give predictions here for the game. Give me one. Dallas Goedert, 80 yards and a touchdown. I got Jalen Hurts throwing for 215 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, and 1 big old tush-push touchdown. Now that the Eagles have monetized the tush-push, they have an actual sponsor for the tush-push. The NFL is definitely going to ban the tush-push now. Just like the NBA banned the process for monetizing it, they're going to ban the tush-push for monetizing it. But that's what I got. 215 from Hurts, 2 passing touchdowns, 1 tush-push touchdown. Okay? And again, as I said early in the show before everyone joined, shout out to FanDuel for dropping $80K to SEPTA to restore the transit tonight. Okay? What has become, and you guys know I don't like politics, and I know this probably will bring us down a rabbit hole that I shouldn't get involved in. Because I posted it yesterday and people were yelling at me governmentally wise. What has this city become? When you need a gambling site to bail you out for your public transportation because you guys can't come up with the money to give the public transportation enough money to run. Like, what does that say? And props. It's the great advertising tool there from FanDuel. $80K is nothing. Okay? Nothing to FanDuel. But it shouldn't come to that you need FanDuel to keep the trains running so you can get people home from the Eagles game. It's complete insanity. Go Birds! Yeah, no, Fox's Pizza don't make tush-push sponsorship levels. SEPTA management blows, possibly. I think it's SEPTA and the government. Phil, they have the money. It's just that one party. Dude, I don't even know all the details. I don't even want to know the details. All I know is you got 2 groups that can't come to an agreement. on something as simple as public transportation. It's not like it's free public transportation. You still got to pay to get on the trains. It's ridiculous. My fear is the Eagles having usual slow start and down 17-7 late in the third. My predict for Hurts is 2 tush-push touchdowns and passing 230 with 3. That's 5 touchdowns just from Hurts. Down 17-7 late in the third, and they still that means you're going to have 5 on 7. You got 4 touchdowns from late third quarter into the fourth quarter. That's a tough one, Jonathan. We're down 17-7 late in the third. You might win 21-17, and that's it. Of course management took raises. Of course. I mean, it happens everywhere. It's annoying. It pisses me off. My neighborhood, half the people ride for free, no enforcement. So people are sneaking on and not paying for it? Maybe that's part of the problem. I don't know. But still completely ridiculous. It is complete insanity that a gambling company had a bail. Now, what's going to happen in week 3 when the Rams are in town? Is DraftKings going to have to step in? Week 5 when Denver's in town? Fanatic Sportsbook going to have to step in? Like, seriously. Like, how can we not figure this out? It seems so simple. The problem is how SEPTA was set up in Harrisburg. Southeast regional counties have proposed a tax just in the region to fund SEPTA, but Harrisburg will not allow it. Well, the state, the local government, the state government, SEPTA, it can't be that complicated. It can't be that complicated, okay? It's like collecting property taxes. Is that a problem? I mean, I pay my property tax. I'm not in Philly, though. Separate ideas on my last comment. What was your last comment? Fear the Eagles. Usual slow start and down 77. My predict. Gotcha. I thought you were kind of having one. That was your game. How was the game flow was going to play out? SEPTA has a host of issues. Obviously, on Harrisburg. It's on Harrisburg. It's on SEPTA. It's on every party duck involved is to blame, in my opinion. Literally everybody. You can't put all the blame on any one person, in my opinion. I think there is plenty of blame to go around in this situation, okay? And it ain't even close. I'm not going to blame one over the other. Not at all. I just think it's kind of comical that FanDuel is who had to solve the problem. It can't be, it shouldn't be, but it is that complicated. Well, it's pathetic. It is just that. It can't be, it shouldn't be, but it is. But it shouldn't. It's pathetic. The Birds will blow them out tonight. Look, I've got 4 scores written down here. We're back to my 4-score prediction thing. I always write down 4 scores, and then I pick one. 4 scores written down for tonight's game. I got Eagles 30. All 4 of them are Eagles victories because I do think the Eagles win. Score prediction 1, 30-21 Eagles. Score prediction 2, 31-21 Eagles. Score 3, 27-20 Eagles. Score 4, 28-24 Eagles. And I'm zoned in on one. I got my answer to that right now. But you guys can start dropping your score predictions if you haven't yet. Harrisburg hates Philly and Pittsburgh, but love the money we give them to the middle of the state. Maybe that is part of it. Again, I don't want to get into the politics of it. I just want to bash both sides and shout out FanDuel. Few Cowboys fans I know aren't watching predicted 45-9 Eagles. Damn. I don't think it'll be that much of a blowout. But if it is, we'll be partying it late into the night tonight here on this channel if that is the case. Start dropping those predictions. Score predictions, touchdown predictions. I got a definite Dallas Goedert touchdown. My long shot is a Jihaad Dotson touchdown. I'm feeling good. Adam, 28-17 Eagles. I like this actual prediction here. I think this is a very good thing. You get the double-digit win. It's not a blowout in high scoring, so to speak. Let's also not forget, now that I'm saying this, I got all these 20, 21-point predictions here. The Eagles didn't even give up 20 points how many times? They only gave up 20 points a couple times last year. That's how great this defense was last year. They did, and then FanDuel stepped in and dropped an $80,000 check. From my reports, There were people at 11 o'clock last night lined up outside the stadium getting ready to tailgate already. Which, no offense, maybe I'm just an old man. There ain't no way I'm starting at 11 p.m. the night before a game. 20 hours of tailgating? God damn, what's wrong with people? Don't you got to work? Don't you got to sleep? I honestly cannot predict this. There just isn't enough out there for me to evaluate where we are. And I know you're always a very fair down the middle kind of guy. I don't know. I got to make a prediction. That's what I do here. But yes, I get that week one, we still don't truly know the identity of a team on either side of the field. We don't know what Brian Schottenheimer is going to be. 26-17 Birds is what Steven says. Dak gets a late touchdown to make the score look closer than it was. 26-10 most of the game. Late touchdown. I can see that as well. I think people are forgetting that the weather is going to play a factor as well tonight. And you got to do that. We're first time today, over 20 people watching. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Make sure you're voting on the poll. Please, I greatly appreciate it. And subscribe. We'll be back here live tonight at 8 p.m. or 7:40 p.m. for the entirety of the game. 31-14 Birds. I got to give the Cowboys a little bit more credit than just two scores. But, I mean, it could happen. Have some fun and make a prediction. It's not exact. That's what we talked about earlier in the show. You know, with Marika. That, you know, it's all just fun. Content creation, predictions. It's all Stephen A. Smith and all those guys that we hate. It's all they do. It's just fun. No one's an expert. Very few experts out there. The only experts are the ones setting the lines on FanDuel and DraftKings and all the other sports books in Vegas. They're the experts. 31-13, just like I said to Todd, I find it hard to see that. Maybe 31-13. Maybe they score 3 times, a couple field goals and a touchdown. The Eagles are the better team. In my opinion, there is no doubt about that. The doubt comes into play in whether they have a slow start. The doubt comes into play whether Adoree Jackson or Sidney Brown get beat once or twice. The doubt on these scores come into play that it is Eagles-Dallas. The Eagles will have a target on their back 17 times this year. And every team this is Dallas' Super Bowl. Next week is the Chiefs' Super Bowl. Everybody's Super Bowl is the week they play the Eagles. So you got to understand, you're going to get the Cowboys' best tonight. Hot take, FanDuel should buy SEPTA. Sure, why not? Free rides for every $5 bet you make on FanDuel. You know, you get the I don't know if FanDuel does it. I haven't used FanDuel in a few years. But you get on DraftKings like the no sweat bets. No sweat ticket. Make a bet, it loses, you get a free SEPTA ticket. Saquon is too good to be stopped. Saquon's got a new documentary on Prime October 9th. Saw that trailer drop yesterday. Super excited for that, obviously. For some random reason, I'm not expecting a huge night from Saquon. I'm not expecting 150 yards, 2 touchdowns. I got him 85, 90 yards. I think there's something to the Eagles, not just protecting him, but the Eagles and Jalen Hurts they still got a chip on their shoulder. Jalen Hurts, here's the criticism. Oh, he only threw for 2,800 yards and this and that, and he's still not that good. I still think Jalen Hurts, in his mind, has something to prove. And you want him to have that chip on his shoulder, Jalen Hurts. So I think he has a really good game tonight. Throws for over 200 yards, throws a couple touchdowns, rushes for 1. Jalen Hurts' MVP campaign begins with an MVP caliber game tonight to kick off the season. All eyes will be on the Eagles and Jalen Hurts tonight. All the pressure's on the Eagles and the Jalen Hurts tonight. There's no pressure on the Cowboys. Not at all. No pressure on them at all this evening. Sorry, got to check the messages here. No, never mind. Not important. It was a group chat. All right. So what am I going to do? Thank you. I get occasionally a good take. Not often, but occasionally I have a good take. I am predicting 31-21 Eagles victory tonight. And like somebody said earlier, a late. I think it's going to be like 31-14, 31-13, and then a late Dak touchdown and 2-point conversion gets it to 31-21. That is how I see it playing out tonight. I've got Hurts 215, 2 touchdowns, and 1 tush-push touchdown. Barkley 85 yards, Goddard 80 receiving with a touchdown, Dotson touchdown. They're my predictions for tonight. If you see some smoking and eating and listen to music on a boombox on Scepter, you win a $1,000 parlay. Yeah. Saquon said he is kind of ticked off that he keeps hearing that he can't go for 2K again. Said he's in his prime. Saquon is going to be a beast tonight. Yeah, I see. Can he go for 2K again? It's only happened 9 times in the history of the NFL, so probably not. But he could still absolutely have 1,500 yards, 1,600 yards this year, without a doubt. He doesn't have to have a drop-off this year. And with our offensive line blocking for him, I forget the stat last year, Steven, but someone did the stats of how many yards rushing did he get before contact with the Giants versus last year with the Eagles. And like with the Giants, 0.9 or 1.1 yards before he was being hit. And it was something like 3.5 yards per carry before being hit with the Eagles. So he's not getting hit as hard with the Eagles either. Yeah, he gets hit a lot, but he doesn't get hit as hard. 27-17 Eagles, going to be a low scoring in the first half. I can see a low scoring first half as well. We must not ignore this Aaron Nola thing next week. Look, you guys wanted to talk about it earlier in the show. I mean, Aaron Nola, we got a problem. Luckily, we only got 5 more years of him. But don't worry, Rob Thompson still has faith in him. Aaron Nola doesn't have faith in Aaron Nola. But Rob Thompson does. The only person out there that has faith in Aaron Nola is Rob Thompson. It's a big problem. It's a very, very big problem. Should the Phillies throw Andrew Painter into fire? It can't get any worse. Gotta do something. You can't start Aaron Nola in the playoffs at this point. Nola's watching. He might pay. I tailgated once and these guys made macaroni and cheese in the parking lot. You know? The only reason to tailgate is the food, honestly. Not the alcohol. The food that you can find in an Eagles tailgate parking lot. The last time I tried to tailgate, we got stuck in so much traffic, I didn't get to the parking. I thought I was going to get to the parking lot at like 10:30, 11 for the Eagles game, 1 o'clock Eagles game. And I didn't end up getting there till like 12:50. Nola is cooked. He might be. Nola is awful. Anthony, what would you rather see, Anthony? Aaron Nola start a game in the playoffs or Nick Castellanos start a game in the playoffs? What would pain you more? Okay? Anyway, we will cover Aaron Nola, I am sure, next week, okay? Maybe I'll do a special show just to talk Aaron Nola or what the Phillies should do. But, guys, we're back to regular football week, regular football talk, because the season is here. The defense of the Super Bowl champion Eagles begins tonight. And, yes, we will continue bouncing between Eagles and Phillies, eventually Sixers in a month. It will all be part of the conversation, but week 1, night 1, it's all Eagles, man. It's what it is. Hey, we're only at 621 subscribers. We get to 1,000 subscribers, I'll do 2 hours every day so we can cover even more. Big Al needs to walk around the stadium, taking people's phones and clicking subscribe on this channel for him. Maybe I'll give him an extra ticket if that happens. Yeah, Rob Thompson after the game last night is like, I still have all the confidence in the world in Aaron Nola. You know, a couple years ago he was bad and then came out great in the playoffs. The lights went on, whatever. Dude, there is not one person in the entire multiverse that has confidence in Aaron Nola outside of Rob Thompson right now. You cannot start Aaron Nola in a playoff game right now, which means you have to start 3 lefties in a row. Or you got to throw Taijuan Walker. I did a poll on Twitter last night. Who would you rather start in the playoffs? Taijuan Walker, Aaron Nola, Andrew Painter, or Garrett Stubbs? Taijuan Walker won that poll significantly. Garrett Stubbs was the second most voted player. Andrew Painter third. Aaron Nola got the fourth most votes on that. I would prefer Nick over Aaron. I mean, honestly, at this point, yeah. Aaron Nola, the phantom IL stint or the real IL stint, whatever it is, didn't fix him. The Birds need a new shirt. Let's hunt with the word hunt crossed out, followed by the word cook or cook what we caught. Yeah. I don't know if you noticed, I was rocking my one shirt the other day. One city, one team, one dream. That was from the 04 run. I still love that shirt. I still rock that all the time. That was probably one of my favorite. I know the underdog one is very popular with the dog masks on, but my one Eagles shirt is still my favorite Eagles season slogan. One city, one team, one dream. It is definitely my favorite Eagles slogan of all time. Man, Anthony finally said something nice about Nick Castellanos. He would take Nick Castellanos over Aaron Nola. It's about time he said something nice about him. I love it. I love it. Guys, we're coming up to the final 5 minutes. Anybody else that hasn't gotten their score predictions in, now is your time to do it. We will be live. I hope to be live at 7:40. Might be 7:45. We will give away the raffle prizes before the game to everybody that purchased raffle tickets. We will talk actives, inactives. We'll continue this conversation of predictions. Maybe I'll lay a live bet on the air. Maybe I'll save my final parlay for the game. Cowboys lose 7-10. You think the score is going to be 10-7 Eagles? I'm just kidding. I know you mean they lose by 7 or 10 points. Gotcha. But we will be live tonight. Straight through the end of the game. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have some drinks. We're going to laugh. We're going to talk Eagles. We're going to talk Cowboys. Maybe we'll talk a little Aaron Nola in the middle of the game, too. Cassie and Nola are at the age where decline isn't in. Absolutely. They are getting older. Nola's got whenever I've praised Aaron Nola, I've always talked about he's going to end up with the most innings in Phillies history, potentially. He's got a lot of mileage on that arm. And he pitched in college, too. He's getting old. He's getting worn down. And it might be one of the biggest contract regrets of all time in the Phillies if he really can't figure it out next year. You can't trade the guy. Plus, he's a 10-5 guy, so you can't trade him. He ain't going to want to go anywhere. He loves this. Well, I don't know if he loves the city anymore, but signed Nola for 7 years last year. Did they not know how old he was? I mean, they knew it. They just thought he was going to continue to be the rubber man and be out there and good to go. I don't know. The Aaron Nola situation, at least Nick Castellanos, you might be able to trade because Nick Castellanos only has 1 year left on his deal. You can't move on from Aaron Nola, especially with Zach Wheeler being hurt, especially with Ranger Suarez being a free agent. I forget what Luzardo's contract. I think Luzardo's a free agent as well. Aaron Nola better figure it out next year. I have no faith that he figures it out this year, but he better figure it out next year. Way to get me down, guys. Nooms, I blame Nooms. I'm all riding high, positive energy, ready for this Eagles game. And Nooms wants to bring the Phillies back into the conversation again. Just like someone earlier in the show did. Somebody do something good for the Eagles. Give me a go Birds. I need something to bring me back from the brink. Because it's all Eagles, man. Feeling good about this Eagles. Anyway, we're getting ready to wrap this up. We got like 2 minutes left, 3 minutes left. Again, be live tonight. But tomorrow, I'm a little hesitant whether I'll be live or not in the morning. It's going to be a late night tonight. I might lose my voice a little bit tonight. So, go Birds. Belt to ass. Boot to ass. Go Birds. Absolutely agree with that. So, we'll be live tonight. Maybe tomorrow. we'll see. Maybe if I don't go live tomorrow, maybe I'll pick Saturday or Sunday morning and go live too. Hopefully you get a different fitness regime. You could talk yourself into Schwartz and even JT, but man, that means Crawford, Miller, Painter, Escobar are hits. If Dodgers first Padres in the wild card, who do you want the Phillies to face in the NLCS? I mean, I guess I don't know. Neither. Right now I thought it was going to be Dodgers or Mets in the NLDS. I have no faith in the Phillies in the playoffs, just so you know. Boom, Mike. I have no faith in them. Hate to say it, but I got no faith in them. Anyway, all right, so let's wrap this baby up. All right? Let's get ready for tonight. If you're going down to the game, be safe. Do not drink and drive. Ride public transportation. Compliments of FanDuel. Everyone and everything will be fine. No, maybe not. Be safe. Cheer your heart out. Cheer your voice off. And if you're not going to the game, make sure you're back here live tonight to cheer them on with me. I'll have myself a little beverage going. Haven't decided what beverage, but I will. I'll have some snacks. Should be a great time tonight. Tell a friend, tell one, tell all. But guys, with that being said, it's time to wrap it up. Guys, 31-21. I've got the Eagles beating the Dallas Cowboys tonight as my final prediction. Padres, if you're MLB, will rig games for the Dodgers. Possibly. No sleeping on those Reds. Are the Reds even in the playoffs right now? Thank you, Adam. I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody today. It's been a lot of fun. Hopefully we'll see Marika tonight. Let's all be kind to Cowboys fans tonight in the chat. Nah, let's have some fun. But guys, with that being said, we got to wrap this baby up. So with that, as always, go Birds. Bubbles up.